Darkness descended upon Hobart last Sunday night. The darkness. And I was there at the Odeon Theatre to witness these British rockers strut their stuff.
So, Belle, I've been a fan of The Darkness for about 26 years, and I've never gotten to see them live, so I am insanely jealous. You're going to have to tell me all about this concert. What it was like, everything, just spill. Tell me details.
Okay. Well, it was really good. it was great. I live in Hobart, which is a small city down the bottom of Australia. If you're not Australian, Hobart is an estate, which is not even attached to the main part of Australia. And basically no one comes here. Hardly anyone, I should say. And so when an international band does travel down here, it's very exciting for Hobart. So tickets went on sale last year sometime. There was a mad frenzy, and I think seagulls like attacking a box of chips, and they sold out really, really quickly. And I missed out, actually. So I was thinking, I'm not going to get to go. There's always like getting them on Tixel, which is how I happened to get tickets, and it happened to be on the day of the concert, which was last Sunday. So yeah, I was pretty stoked about that. It was only a few hours before the show. So yeah, that's the context. And I've really only become a fan of this band last year, actually. You know, they have their massive hit that everyone's heard, I Believe in a Thing Called Love. I believe it's called. So yeah, that's really the only song I heard. And then last year, they released a single called Rock and Roll Party Cowboy. And I thought, oh my God, this is such a great song. Loved it. They released the album Dreams on Toast. Listen to that. Love that too. So all of a sudden I've discovered this band 20 years after they sort of they've been putting out albums ever since. So it was really cool. I was only familiar with the songs off that album because I haven't really had a chance to dive back into their catalogue, which I would love to do because I love what they do. So it was good. Them touring off this album, they did play, it was probably about a third of the set list was songs off that album. So, but it didn't really matter because they were just so good live. They were such a fun, entertaining, energetic, tight band live that even though I didn't know a lot of the songs, I was just having such a good time. Anyway, just being thoroughly entertained by this band. I was going to talk about the support act actually and give her some love. So I'll just switch back to the darkness. But so the support act was a artist called Rageflower. So it was I think she's a solo artist from Sydney, singer-songwriter, and she had a band with her. And she was, I guess I'd describe her style as modern, indie, sort of angsty, melodic, soothing at times, but unexpected bursts of rage, I guess, which, yeah, it just made it really interesting. She had an amazing voice, like just really powerful, and really, really good pitch. Like there was not even slight off notes. She just put on this banger of a performance. Easygoing, confident in her interaction with the crowd. She thanked the Darkness for taking her and her band on tour for the whole Australian, possibly New Zealand leg of the tour, but it was well deserved. She was, just a true artist. And she even said that Spotify don't pay these unknown or very small artists much. So I bought her album, That's her there, Rageflower. So, yeah, not typically the kind of music that I like, but it was definitely enjoyable. So check out her album or EP, possibly. I think that is, guys.
Next long player, ooh, it's coming out soon. I'll be honest, I'm under the moon.
In regards to the set list, you said about a third of the songs that you know from the album, the other 2/3 from previous stuff. I looked for it and I recognized a lot. Some I don't because there's a few albums I'm not too familiar with, but they played the hits, as I know. Were there any songs in particular that stood out to you? It might be hard with titles, but choruses can sometimes be a good guide as to what the song's called. But was there anything that made you want to go back and like find that song?
They were all good. So no particular standouts because I liked everything I was hearing. I know that's a boring answer, but it's an honest one. It's true. There was a song, though, that did stick out in a big way. It was a cover song, and they started playing. It was a ballad, and I thought, gosh, this is familiar. What is this? There was no kind of no explanation for it. They just launched into it, played it, belted it out, and then moved on. And it was The Power of Love. You know, the song that goes, and I'm your lady. Like, it's like, why are they doing this? I think it was Celine Dion do a version of it. It was one of those types of songs. I think it was a big hit in the 80s. And it was just so weird and random for them to do this big power ballad. It just completely deadpan. I think, knowing what I know about them, they're kind of a bit of they muck around. They don't take themselves seriously. And they certainly demonstrated a lot of that with the banter of the crowd. But just to belt out this sappy-ass ballad in the middle of the set, it was like... it was so weird and so funny. So that definitely stood out. Speaking of crowd interaction, one of the best things, I mean, Justin Hawkins, the singer, he's just a funny guy, and just he was interacting with the crowd a lot. There was a lot of, participation, hand clapping. But when they were about to do Walking Through Fire, he said, we're about to play Walking Through Fire, and what I want you guys to do is every time we play the chorus, we want you to go like this, like you're walking through fire, for the first half of the chorus, and then turn and go this way. And he's just doing this, and it took his time to kind of explain everything. And he said, make it look ridiculous. So sure enough, they started playing the song, and when the chorus came on, the whole crowd were just like walking through fire. It was really good. It was just that kind of fun that was a great moment, but it just had that kind of fun vibe all the way through. At one point, the drummer jumped down off the kit and grabbed the mic and did a whole song. Oh. And he's got a really, really good voice. Like as in he could be a frontman for a band. Like he is that good. Just a different kind of husky rock voice. It's nothing like Jocelyn's voice, but it was great. I don't remember the song he was singing, but what it was called. It wasn't one of the ones that I know off the new album, but yeah, that was good. the last song of the set, they did do an encore, but the last song of the set, they started playing I Believe in a Thing Called Love. They didn't get very far into it. And then they stopped, and Justin said, okay, I don't want to sing our seminal hit to a bunch of phones. And he said, because I guess at that point everyone wants to record it, he said, I do not wish to be on your social media. I wish to be in your hearts. Please put your phones away. So hopefully everyone did. I wasn't on the floor. I was up in the seats. But, yeah, then they went to play it and it was fantastic. But, yeah, I guess that would get annoying if you're, every time you play, you just, instead of seeing faces, you're seeing these little rectangles in front of you.
Especially with just the same song at the end of every night. Just come on, it's the last song.
Yeah.
Film maybe the first song or two at the start.
Yeah. He did mention earlier in the show about phones as well. Sort of, they didn't stop playing, but just through in between songs. They just had such fun up there, and Hobart are starved for this kind of entertainment, so the whole crowd was just really engaged and really loving it. So the vibe was excellent. It was a good venue. They only played one song encore. I Hate Myself. There was a lot of hamming it up, so like a 3-minute song went on for about 6 minutes just because of all the. Just being silly, like playing guitar between his legs and behind his back, and false endings and more false endings, and just kind of drawing it out. But loved every minute of it.
How many bands a year do you think international bands would come down to Hobart, do you think?
Oh, well, for the genre that I'm into, heavy metal and hard rock. A couple. I mean, there could be more that I'm not finding out about, but I highly doubt it. I do know that a couple of quite really heavy sort of acts will come, and I tend not to kind of go to anything like that, like really, really heavy stuff. But even then, I can probably count on one hand the amount of international acts that come play in Hobart. So
I kept an eye on this tour when it was announced, because it wasn't just because they played Frankston as well. I think Wollongong, so it wasn't just your coast, your Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne. They played shows in between, which I think is fantastic, and a lot more bands should do it. And the fact that Hobart sold out so quickly, like you said, people don't know for bands to come and see them. So hopefully, the rest of the world and the other bands are noticing that there is an audience. And if you're a promoter and you're getting a band over here, why just play the 3 major cities? They're already here. Play some gigs in between. You'd be surprised how many smaller venues people will actually rock up to. Like, a lot of people don't want to go to Melbourne. They live closer to Frankston. It's a hell of a journey, a long train trip. If you can see them in Frankston the night before, it's closer for the people that are out that way. So I think more bands should definitely be doing this.
Yeah, it's a big trip for any band to come to Australia. Just to get here is a big undertaking, but then only to play, the 3 big cities and then bugger back off. It's a wasted opportunity for, doing more shows. If you've got the time and if you've got the resources, a band like the Darkness, I mean, then they're, not a small band, but they're not a Guns N' Roses or a massive act like that.
They can play a smaller room, but they could play a stadium if they wanted to, because they're just one of those bands that can do both. So
yeah, absolutely. So I'm so glad that they came down here and I didn't have to travel to Melbourne or miss out, which is usually the case for touring acts. Like I really have to be quite, I can't go to everything because it costs a lot of money to travel up to Melbourne or Sydney to see a band.
For me to see a band, it'd be like $100, but for you, it'd be like a few hundred.
1,000. Yeah. With flights, accommodation, the actual concert tickets, food, logistics, merch, transport. So it does add up. Really glad I went. I am, a new fan, but definitely a fan forever now after seeing them live. And it's time for me to sort of delve back into that catalogue and keep an eye on what they do in the future. Go the darkness.